Hey y'all, today we're going to talk about a simple yet effective 3-step marketing funnel every single successful clinic in some sort of fashion is utilizing right now. If you've struggled with getting a consistent stream of patients buying treatment plans or different service lines that your clinic offers, this video should help you. And if you don't have a process, this video is definitely going to help you. All right? So, to start off, what you see here, imagine this as a funnel. Whenever people throw, oh, marketing funnel, I was confused. But essentially, think of it as like a kitchen funnel that like starts out wide and then progressively gets more narrow. For simplistic purposes, I left this as a triangle, but just imagine this as the kitchen funnel. So in this funnel, there's 3 different stages marked by 3 different colors, and you're gonna see as we go throughout the video, each stage is gonna build on top of each other. So this stage is gonna build on top of or yeah, this stage is gonna build on top of this stage, and this stage is gonna build on top of this stage and this stage. So keep that in mind. So the first one is awareness. There we go. It popped up. But the first stage is awareness, and this is arguably the most crucial stage of the funnel because it sets the foundation onto how your clinic is perceived in the marketplace. This really sets the framing of what your clinic is like, how it's represented in the marketplace, and this is basically getting your clinic in front of. That's another thing. Targeting. Oh my goodness, bruv. Targeting is crucial, but essentially in this stage, this is getting your clinic in front of the eyes of prospects, letting your clinic or your community around you know that you offer these service lines, whether that be uh, testosterone, estrogen, etc. Different treatment plans that you offer, making it known that you offer this and you're a solution that should be considered in this buying process that a prospect goes through. And that's another thing. At some point, you've got to really dial in your fulfillment and then take a different mind shift frame of if I do not accordingly or adequately market my firm, I'm doing a disservice because over a long enough time period, they are going to buy something. And if they do not buy my thing, it is a disservice because they're getting a less stellar, a subpar service because you have the best one. But that's just a different tangent. Also, in another video, I can go over the different stages of awareness. But in this stage, typically, it's all about marketing, getting your clinic known in the area. Hey, we offer these service lines and we have this upsell, etc. Typically, just a quick overview. This is inbound and outbound. If you're just starting out, you're probably not going to have much inbound. So we typically advise for outbound that you stick to one channel and then over time you can progressively add on different channels, whether that be Google, YouTube, Facebook, etc. Just adding more channels on. Second, oh yeah, and the last thing about the awareness, we often see that too many HRT clinic owners rely so much on referrals. They're like, oh, well, I'm just getting referrals and growing. Why don't I just keep that? The problem with that is it's just not predictable. Business itself is volatile, and so relying on solely getting referrals month after month after month is just not the most rational decision, to be quite frank. That, okay, Frank is gonna refer Tommy, and Tommy's gonna refer uh, Jack and Sam, and like that whole cycle of getting referrals is going to dry out at some point. So this, while referrals are great, don't get me wrong, they're great. It shouldn't be a end all be all. This is the only thing we have. We're banking on this for cash. So that's awareness. And so think of these great parts kind of attaching the different stages of the funnel to each other. So to get from awareness to the second stage, which is going to make more sense. The second stage is the most misaligned one is nurture. The nurture stage is so crucial to get down. And like I said before, this is often the most misaligned stage that we see because there's just so much operational drag and systems within it. So with the nurture, it's all about getting essentially getting a prospect to a borderline patient. They haven't paid you yet, but they're just on the brink. And from this is your SMS SMS drip campaigns, the email sequences, your content, just so many different systems playing into that whole buyer's journey of, oh, again, the stages of awareness, but basically going from, I don't know that I have this problem to, I want to buy your specific problem because I've consumed this content here and you've taught me this and I agree with this core value that your company has. There's so many different things that play into it. Additionally, if you guys want, I can make another video on like market sophistication that also plays into this. But the nurture sequence is so crucial. Being able to take a prospect from unaware of, again, building off of that previous stage of unaware. I don't even know what your clinic does or your clinic exists to. Okay, this clinic in this city does this. Let me check it out. To okay, this clinic does this, and oh wait, that's my friend just went to this clinic. So taking them through that buying process, and you got to realize that there's just so many variables that play into this, which is why it's also misaligned because it's twofolded. It's an operational drag, and then secondly it's an analytical drag. You've got to have metrics that you're analyzing because what's not measured or tracked cannot be improved. If you don't have data to make your decisions on, you think you're acting rationally from emotion, which doesn't really make sense. And so let's say we are running Google ads to get awareness for our clinic. Next, from Google ads, okay, let's say you have a certain click through rate, right? When they get on, first of all, what page are you sending them to? Are you sending them to a blog? Are you sending them to a lander? So let's say we're sending them to a lander. It's optimized. It's what's the conversion rate? Where are they going? What maybe they're scrolling down and they don't see a frequently asked question that's in their head, but it's not on the website. Maybe that's increasing the bounce rate. What's your bounce rate? Okay, so they scroll down, they see this number, but it's really small, so I don't really want to call it. Or they see the number, they call it. What's your not conversion, but what's your visit to call booked? What's your call qualified call? What's your call to offer made? Like you need to have metrics in place to know how you're doing. And from these metrics, you're able to see, okay, this is the consistent pattern we're doing. Oh shoot, it dropped this day. What played into that? Maybe it was the certain copy we tested on this lander, or maybe my the appointment my staff wasn't performing well that day. There's so much that goes into the nurture sequence. Google actually came out with this rule called the 7-11-4. 7 hours of content across 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms is what they see to really get a prospect primed to buy. Again, people have different buying thresholds or action thresholds. So there's just so much that plays into this. That's pretty much a high level. And then last is the conversion. I often say that cash is collected in the close. This is where you turn that prospect into a paying, they paid you money, a paying client, a paying patient, right? And from here, this is oftentimes in the clinic space, getting them to, first of all, show for that appointment. That is so crucial because just because someone calls in and says, hey, I want to book for Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. doesn't mean they're going to show up at 3:30 p.m. It does not, there's no guarantee that they're going to show up. So a part of the nurture sequence or part of that nurture stage is making sure you're holding the lead's hand along this funnel, getting them where, and then dragging them to the nurture, then dragging them to the conversion. Conversion is just sales. And this could be a whole video on itself. how to close, how to properly frame yourself, your your brand, your presence, the different beliefs that you gotta intertwine in the sales process, get them trusting themselves, get them trusting on you, the person, and get them trusting on the business itself, the package you're selling, the treatment plan. But this is essentially the bird's eye view of the whole 3-step marketing funnel that every single clinic is using in some sort of way or fashion. If you'd like some help and support implementing this exact client acquisition funnel into your business, depending on when you're watching this, there should be a link below to either book a call or a lander to book a call with me or my team to help you implement this. And I really hope this helped. It's just so painful, and this is the reason why I actually made this video. It's so painful knowing that you have a stellar service, but you're just getting outmarketed because you're, again, going on that first stage, you're unaware. You're unaware of what to do. And if you knew what to do, you know how to do it and actually implement it. And so this video is going out to the clinic owners who are just getting out marketed. They have their service delivery dialed in, but they're just getting out marketed. So hopefully that helps. Click the link below to schedule a call. I'd love to see if and how we can help. Take care. Thanks.